Nope, I am not on vacation, although it might seem that way. I am in the picturesque water town of Wuzhen, part of Jiaxing City in East China's Zhejiang province. Now, sitting on this beautiful traditional Chinese boat and surrounded by architecture from seemingly a bygone era, it might be hard to imagine that not far from where we are right now sits one of the world's most advanced factories. We're here at LONGi Green Energy's Jiaxing production base, home to the world's first and only Lighthouse Factory in the photovoltaic industry. Now, as you can see, the roof of the factory is covered with solar panels. And as we're told, it has enough capacity to generate a projected 385 gigawatt of power over a span of 25 years. It's all part of the solar power for solar production mantra of LONGi. Hi, Meng. Hi there. Good to see you.
Hey, Michael. Great to see you. Welcome to our
Thank
company.
you so much for welcoming us here.
Thank you.
Let's have a look around, shall we?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's go.
Futuristic.
Yeah.
Welcoming.
Talk to us about the development of the solar industry here in China. Where has it gone from? Right? And how is solar leading the energy transition here in this country?
Well, the solar industry was not there 20 years ago. It's new. And our company is 24 years old.
Yeah.
So we started the company when the solar industry was barely existent.
Yeah.
But now it's about 300 to 400 gigawatts of installed capacity in China. Total annual demand for new installation for the world is about 500 gigawatts. For China, it's about 300 gigawatts. So in 1 year, I think China is going to install the new capacity that is almost the same size as historically the cumulative installed base.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been doubling the solar installed capacity in the past 5 years.
Yeah. What I'm watching isn't just PV panel production. It's more like printing money. And this is real cash. Let me explain why. From here on out, these solar panels will continuously generate energy and economic returns for the next 25 to 30 years. Now, on average, it takes just 16 to 18 seconds to produce one of these solar panels at the Lighthouse Factory. Each one of these solar panels is 2.58 square meters large and can generate over half a kilowatt of power per hour.
This is the array of our current product range.
Yeah.
So this is double-sided solar panel that we provide typically for utility scaled power generation.
Okay.
As opposed to this one here, this is you can see the smaller sized panel that we provide to what we call distributed power generation for rooftop installation. So there is no wiring. We call it ultra black.
Yeah.
So when it's up there on the roof, you feel that it integrates with the looks of your building really well.
Yeah. Now, the Global Lighthouse Factory Network is an initiative co-founded by the World Economic Forum with McKinsey. By the end of 2023, there were 153 lighthouse factories in the world. With 62 or 40% of them here, China has the most lighthouse factories in the world. What's special about LONGi's Lighthouse Factory?
And the motivation for us to do this, part of it is we believe that automation, big data, digital, the cross-section of a few technology trends are going to fundamentally change how we manufacture and how we produce. One is the customer needs are becoming more differentiated. And the only way to achieve that is not by asking your workers to work harder, right? It's actually using technology and digital to actually make some fundamental change to how we manufacture.
Yeah.
So that's one of the motivations.
Sitting here makes me feel like I'm in control of everything. And guess what? I truly can. So this is how investing in digital transformation pays off. With LONGi's smart production system, everything is under control. These screens, they form the nerve center, the brain of the Lighthouse Factory. It displays everything from production efficiency to potential risk points to workforce management and much more. Now, through these screens, one can monitor the entire production process in real time, and if risks do pop up, it can also provide solutions on the spot. So it's really like having command of the entire factory at your fingertips.
The other motivation behind it is we realize that as we grow, there will be need for us to build more factories.
Yeah.
And we have this notion of factory as a product. For example, if we set up a factory with our partner in the US, it's not possible for us to send 500 people to the US to do it, right? So you have to have a well-packaged system that define your factory. And we can provide factory as a product to our partners everywhere around the world. That the operational results improved dramatically. Like energy consumption is down 20%, and our throughput is increased 80%.
Wow.
And by the way, the labor cost doesn't necessarily go down because you actually ask people to do more skillful jobs, and you pay them more. So the purpose is not to get rid of human in the manufacturing process. The purpose is actually to make the manufacturing process more intelligent.
China has poured over $50 billion in new PV supply capacity, 10 times more than Europe. This investment has led to the creation of over 300,000 manufacturing jobs across the solar PV value chain since 2011. Meanwhile, China's PV industry is undergoing a phase of consolidation. Those billion-dollar giants, along with many ambitious medium-sized players, are entering a period of market adjustment. Longji's Haimeng expects a new balance to be restored by the second half of this year.
I think from the demand side, you need to have some fundamental support for the demand. It is a growing industry for sure, but we also realize that the capacity for the grid to take on more solar power is also strained. Maybe there should be more investment to the grid to absorb more renewable. Maybe there should be more investment to energy storage.
China has made wind power and PV products more affordable and accessible to nearly 200 countries and regions around the world, exporting nearly 300 billion worth of these products so far and fast-tracking the global green transition. According to a report by the International Renewable Energy Agency, global wind and PV power generation costs have decreased by over 60% and 80% respectively in the past decade, thanks largely in part to Chinese innovation, manufacturing, and engineering.
Now the current technology, it takes 4.2 kilowatt hour to produce per watt of solar PV capacity. And over the lifetime of that watt of solar PV, it can generate 43 kilowatt hour, give and take. So it's 10x, right? It's 10x the power that it consumes to produce that product, versus the lifetime power generation from that product. So the case is pretty compelling. And now with 90% of the solar PV capacity concentrated in China, that 4.2 kilowatt hour is all coming from China, right? So it's counted as part of China's energy consumption. It's also counted as part of China's carbon emission. We don't want to think as a victim, right? We like to think about it as, look, China is very good on anything that requires a lot of engineering.
Looking ahead, the bottleneck for the PV industry isn't the cost anymore, says Haimeng. The real challenge now is how much new energy we can connect to the grid, how much we can consume, and how we can apply it more broadly.
So we have a new business that's producing hydrogen electrolyzers, and we're also experimenting with some other green molecules technology that give us more excitement, because we see new S-curve, right? So those technologies are at an early stage of that S-curve, right? It's still pretty flat, but when it reaches the tipping point, it goes up right? Like a hockey stick. We have gone through the solar process, so we know what it feels like as you go through a technology S-curve. We actually invest anywhere between 5 to 10% of our revenue in a normal year. Not all of our investments on innovation are successful, so we understand that. But in order for us to be part of that bigger dream, we have to keep up the commitment to R&D and innovation. That's the kind of push we're committed to.
So at this point, the entire production process is complete. We've got 36 solar panels in one of these boxes, so 72 in total. And ready to ship the power of the sun to over 150 countries and regions around the world.